Hello, my loves. This is a special collective reading, and I want to give a little bit of a backstory. So today, as I was resting and, perusing YouTube, one of the channels I follow is Rest Relaxation Reiki. And Lourdes on that channel put up a video today, a compilation video that is Energy for Peace in the World. Now, I think that most, if not all of us, are aware of the situation that is going on in Europe, the invasion upon Ukraine by Russia. And I know me personally, waking up to that news yesterday morning was shocking, illuminating. Not because it wasn't expected. It's been widely discussed in the media, in the world, on social media. But because as a psychic, as a channel, much of the visions that I have had while being very disjointed and incredibly emotional have been very centered around war. Images of bombs, fires, and since September I have had a feeling of something coming. And I know, keeping my pulse to the psychic community, many of us have felt this. On the 2/22/2022 portal, Pluto returned to the degree of Capricorn in which it sat upon the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Pluto, while being direct right now, is actually in a pre-shadow period. To me, this means that we are learning a lesson right now that is going to be a crucial lesson, not just on an individual scale, but as a collective in our societies and in the world. We all channel the divine in our own unique ways. For me, one of the greatest ways is through tarot and oracle cards, but also working with the I Ching, human design, and the gene keys. So I have pulled the gates that I was led to talk about, because the lessons that are here truly hold so much potential for us. And if you Google it or catch a video where someone talks about the last time that Pluto did a return, they'll tell you Rome fell. And that is true. Rome fell. And I believe the reason why Rome fell during that time is because of a power struggle, because of a lack of unity, a lack of harmony, a lack of acceptance, and a lack of openness and receptivity. An over excess of a shadow side of a divine masculine and a deeply repressed divine feminine. The climate of the world is fear and disbelief, but there is also remembrance of times past where we have experienced similar tragedies, similar things, and a deep, deep abiding desire to not undergo the same pattern as what came before. And this to me is why we learn history. If you do not learn from history, it is doomed to repeat itself. It's a common phrase that's thrown around a lot, but we need to stop and think about it. Truly, truly think about it. Currently, Pluto is sitting in gate 60. It is water above and lake below. And the lake is all about the depths. It's about going down deep into the depths, not staying on the surface level. Water can be seen as very surface level. It can change, it can flow, but the lake is what has the depth to it. And this gate is about staying loyal to your purpose. And with that, you stay open to receptivity and creativity. It opens your receptivity to creativity. And in the I Ching, receptivity is the divine feminine and creativity is the divine masculine. It is about one above the other. And that is not in a hierarchy, but in a flow, a natural flow. In human design, gate 60 is in the root center. And that is considered a pressure center, a stress center. It is how we deal with the stress of the outside world and our inner world, how we channel it and what use we put to it, how true we stay to our soul's purpose here. It is about, and on a gene key level, it is the gene key of justice. That is the highest state in accessing this part of where Pluto is sitting in the charts, is justice. And it is about limitation moving into realism. Capricorn and Aquarius, both of those, we have Saturn. We have Saturn energy. That limitation is asking us to be disciplined and loyal to our purpose here. And when I found out the news, I sat down and in my head, I started wondering, what is the point of me bringing forth these messages? What is the point of me reading tarot on YouTube when there are women and children dying needlessly? There are men up in arms. There are boys rushing to fight for their country. There are old men and former rulers rushing to defend their country. And I do not want to be seen or want to see myself as doing something frivolous. And so I asked Spirit, what is the point of this? And what I was shown from that is there is an importance in being an observer and seeing these things occurring, but there is a greater importance in continuing forward in personal and soul growth, because when one falls behind, we all fall behind. And this, to me, is about finding a way forward for unity. Gate 60 in human design forms a channel of energy with gate 3, which is the sacral center. This gate is about learning how to take the stress and the pressure and channel it into active energy. And gate 3, we again have water above, but now we have thunder below, and we have an opening more and more to that divine feminine energy. And it is about that beginning of transformation. It is about willingly hearing the rumblings going on deep within us, within the world, within the collective, and allowing the energy to come and allowing transformation. On a gene key level, gate 3 is about chaos. Chaos being turned into innovation. And the purest essence of it, the highest frequency of it, is innocence. Gate 1 is the divine masculine, gate 2 is the divine feminine, gate 3 is the eternal child. It is about innocence. It's about returning back to the innocence that we were when we started. And we cannot do that when we are looking to others as though they have something more than we have, as though we need to take from others to make ourselves feel brighter or bigger or better or anything. It is about no longer allowing a power struggle and a comparison, but realizing that some energies are dissonant, and that dissonance can bring about massive transformation by getting innovative, getting creative, staying true. In Gene Keys, we also talk about programming partners. They are the opposites. They sit on the opposite side. And as you can see, all the lines are opposite. Gate 56 and 60 are programming partners. Gate 3 and Gate 50 are programming partners, which means these are energies meant to flow together, to teach each other, to help grow with each other. When you allow that dissonance to begin that transformation, you shift into Gate 50 and you have an inner enlightenment. And it is through humility. It is through humbling thyself and saying, my will to thy will. Lead me, guide me, teach me. Show me what I need to know. And as the fire above rages and the wind starts blowing away all the debris, we can also look to Gate 56. When you observe enough, you start seeing where things can change, where your strengths are, and that's where that mountain comes in. And even if the fire rages above, you take that fire and you transform it into the light you bring into the world, knowing that you are grounded and rooted in the truth and beauty and receptivity of where you are meant to be in the world, what you are meant to do, and what your calling or your purpose is here. These two gates, 56 and 50. 56 is about the throat center. It is learning how to move beyond distractions and become enriched, enrich the world with your communication. And gate 50 is moving from corruption into equilibrium. This is the gate of harmony. And this is in the spleen center in human design, which is in a shadow state, fear. But at its essence, it's about our intuition. It is about choosing our intuition and moving beyond the fear that we feel and being those lights in the world. So for the collective right now, we are in deeply transformative energy. Illusions are shattering. Power struggles are coming forth. The world is changing, and it's been written in the stars. Where we have gone wrong before was in a lack of awareness and a lack of observation and a lack of respect. Where we can move forward is to stand united and say, this is right, this is wrong, not just on a global scale, but also in your own life. I believe in reincarnation, which means to me that we all get multiple chances to come here and to experience this life. But this person that I am, Monica, she gets this one chance, this one life to do things. That means that you, as you are, get this one life and this one chance. And it isn't eternal the way that our souls are. And so we are meant to work with our souls and work with the divine and work with the higher realms to grow and to help others grow. And we get this one chance. And if there is anything in the world that can give incredible enlightenment to that, it is seeing the destruction and the chaos that is going on in the world right now. This world needs more peace. It needs more harmony. It needs more love. And if we allow ourselves to get distracted with the bickering and the arguing of those in power instead of us little people, quote unquote, little people, doing what we can, even though you may ask yourself, well, what is it that I can really do? It's like, what can I really do? What you can do is ask what you're meant to do and be open and receptive to being led. Flood this world with positive, uplifting energy. Grow as a person in your heart and in your soul, and keep moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. Spirit, thank you so much for bringing us here today. We are all feeling this energy, the fear, the shadows, the changes that we're being called. What guidance can we give the collective? What guidance can I bring to the collective? We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Oh, sorry guys. My deck is literally in reverse. We're going to put that upright. So we have the Ten of Wands. Spirit. And I can feel, trying to pull these cards, how resistant this collective energy really is. That feels better. And on the back of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. And what I'm going to do is pull all the cards, and then I will divine. Spirit, what else do we have for the collective? What additional information can we give them? Ooh, okay. Okay. We have the Mystic. It's too many. Top or bottom? Okay. The Self. Put it here. And then we have Nectar. the nectar. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Kairos. I'm going to set that off to the side, and we will discuss the bottom of the deck energy at the end. So let's get first. We're gonna talk about the tarot cards, because this feels there's been this heavy burden collectively of this battling to always do things in one particular way, to do things in the way that one person says is right, or this group says is right, or that group says is right. And Spirit has been coming in continually and saying, please be you. Please be you. All of this energy, we have water and air energy here. And this is about the emotional communication that we bring into the world. And we feel as though it's such a heavy burden to be our truest selves and to communicate properly and communicate from the heart. And people who communicate from the heart are said to be, sissies or weak, too sensitive, anything of the sort. But Spirit's coming in and saying, these are the people that I'm calling forward. I'm calling you forward now. You who know your gifts, you who know that you have a voice and you have a message. It is time for your message to be heard, because you have wisdom that others don't. You have things that you have seen that you know that the world needs, because it is time now to bring forth greater peace. This is the call. This is the call. Because this will overcome this painful mindset and way that we see each other, ways that we see ourselves. It will take and change that inherently, intrinsically, by bringing more love into it. For me, the Lover's card is and will always be about unifying the divine masculine and the divine feminine and working together. It is about making a choice in your life, making a firm decision to be in union with yourself. No labels, no definitions, but knowing that we all have these two energies and bringing them into balance. And we can literally see on a global scale where there is an imbalance in specific energies, where there is an imbalance of the divine masculine and the divine masculine in a shadow state, where we can see there is an imbalance of the divine feminine and in a shadow state. And we need to bring those things forth, and they may be painful to bring forth. But when we hear the judgment call, we have to let go of the pain and work together. We need to work together. Geese fly in a V, and when one tires, another one takes over, and they work together in flow as a team, as a unit. We're meant to do that within ourselves. We're meant to do that with our guides. We are meant to do that with Spirit, but we are meant to do that on a societal and a global scale as well. And when we embrace this mystic path, this middle path of harmony, of seeing both sides, seeing all of it, and finding our inner light and sharing that inner light with the world, sharing our truest self with the world. And we have the oyster and the self with the pearl, and we've got two pearls here. It's literally seeing the worth in everyone and everything. And when we fail to see the worth in ourselves, we do not see the worth in others. And we can see that going on now. I am a person where I do not understand war. I can't. It's so difficult for me to truly understand war. Because I believe that humanity, that a life, that there is sanctity to these things, and I do not understand it. But if I do not see my own worth, then I allow others to treat me less than how I deserve to be treated. And that's what this is saying. This is what we're seeing. This is the lesson we need to learn. We have to value ourselves and see everyone through the eyes of the mystic. That's the nectar. And the nectar card is about, first of all, you can see it's a balancing of the masculine and the feminine energies, the light and the shadow sides. But the nectar is all about what brings forth healing instead of poison. And I am actually going to pull the book for Kairos. But what this back of the deck, Two of Wands and Oyster Energy have been saying to me is that we all have these pearls of wisdom within us, but we're sitting there waiting to find a path. We're waiting to determine or decide on our path. We're waiting to see if we're on the right path. We're looking forward to some other time, some other place. And what we don't realize is we already have all that we need within us. It's a common spiritual lesson that takes a while to really grasp completely. Because when you think that we all have what we need, then you're like, but I don't know this and I don't know that and I'm not really sure about. That's great. Like, okay, if you don't know something, then explore. Go observe, go learn. Because that is what you're being called to do. If you have doubt, ask for clarity. But you know where you want to go. You can see the pathway forward. And until you start believing in yourself and your worth, in what you hold within, it's time to take the pearl out of the shell and share it with the world and show them that you can bring forth healing in whatever way that you do it. We don't realize the things that we do that are healing. So I pulled the book for Kairos, and you know, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I have never had this card come up. I've had this deck for months, and I've never had it come up. I've never used it yet. And it says, Kairos is mythic time and synchronicity. We have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it's all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. And that inner knowing is exactly what I've been saying. You have what you need within you. You have everything that you need within you. And this card, it says, in the light state, it's about alignment and ease in decisions and actions. And when it is dark, it is fighting against time. And on the side it says, the word evil comes from the root, unripe. Consider that everything has a time of ripeness, when it becomes a nourishing fruit, sweet to the lips. We all hear in the spiritual community about divine timing. When will this happen? When is this going to happen? And we allow ourselves to go into states of pain and panic and confusion. But the divine is saying that there is a time and a place for everything. And on a personal level, I stopped calling it divine timing because it drove me bananas. I call it the energy relay delay. And I think of it like a boomerang. You make an intention, you throw it out to the universe, you let it go. A boomerang will come back, but you have to wait for it to come back. How big the intention is determines how long it has to go through the energy of the universe, how many things have to shift and change and flux. On a collective scale, we all are meant to learn about the way that healing the self aligns us to what we're meant to do. And when we heal ourselves, there's one more piece of the collective that is healed and whole. And that means that everyone that you see and everyone that you come into contact with gains a little bit of healing from you, from the nectar of your words, of your energy, of your love, of your wisdom, of the true uniqueness that you hold and the visions that you have. Spirit, I just heard I'm calling Judgment Day. Spirit is calling Judgment Day on us. Do we choose to carry the burden of always having to battle, to be seen, to feel as though we have to fight against the world? Or do we hear the call to be peace, to be still, to wait, to listen, to hold on, to believe, to have faith, to have hope, and to be led out of the pain and into harmony? I personally am letting myself be led, and I just saw 33:33 on my clock. So thank you, Spirit, for that beautiful confirmation. I want to close out today, first of all, with saying thank you for hearing this message, for sitting through it, but also ask you to please take a moment out of your day, out of your night, and send up love, positivity, prayers, energy, whatever is your preference. Send that out into the universe, send it through the world, send it into the ley lines, send it to Spirit. Ask Archangel Sandalphon to carry the messages forth. There is divine timing at play, but it does not mean that what we are doing every day of our life is meaningless. In the grand scheme of things, everything you do has meaning and has impact because you have meaning and you have impact, and you are meant to help heal the world, each and every one of you. My thoughts and prayers go out to anyone and everyone who are impacted by the turmoil and the crisis going on in our world. And I hope and pray that there is healing and peace. I love you all. And I pray that you feel that love in this moment. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you to my guides and my higher self. Thank you for giving me the courage to sit here and share this message that I was very uncomfortable with. but felt it was very important. Thank you, viewer, for watching this, for sitting here in solidarity for something greater. I will see you again next time. Bye.